welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn, and it is Monday, not Sunday, but we had a headache day yesterday.
We still have a headache day today. We're just pushing through more.
Yes.
So we are in a different space in the house because we didn't feel like going all the way upstairs.
This is the living room.
Yeah, so sorry about the weird lighting situation. We didn't really turn on any lights.
This is what the people at church see.
Yeah. So just in case you're wondering why the lighting is off and why we're in a different space, we're fighting through migraines due to the hurricane that's coming through.
Isaias.
Yes.
I got it right.
Okay.
Yes.
Or at least as the weather people are calling it.
It was on the paper today, too. Isa.
Isa?
Isa. Isaias.
But yeah, so I think...
With the accent on the second E. Isaias.
Well,
whatever.
So this is what you
get.
So
anybody up and down the coast, please stay safe. Rich has gone off to batten down the boat. Actually, we got a note saying we should take the jib sail off. For us, the jib is off because we took it to get it repaired. Last week. And we didn't put it back on because I said, you know what? We can't go sailing because part of the engine is broken. Not broken. The wire broke.
We have 5 wires that go to different parts of the engine.
Taking energy and
distributing it. We discovered earlier this season that 3 of them were corroded.
Yes. Due
to a heat exchanger leak.
Yes.
Condensation from the heat exchanger leak.
The engineering of the boat is not optimal.
Okay.
Yes.
So we discovered that 3 of them were corroded earlier this season, so we replaced those 3. We did not check the other 2. So when we tried to go sailing last week, I don't remember if we told you all this last week, but Mom discovered that there was a smell and that the RPMs were not properly reading.
Right.
So...
Richard was yelling at me, I don't care about the RPMs. They're not the topic at the moment.
So,
I think this should be the topic.
Yeah. So, we have discovered that the 4th wire of the 5 is corroded.
Yes.
And we are also going to be replacing the 5th wire.
Yes.
And yes, I am saying we as in the royal we because Mother and I were like, why didn't... I helped him when we were on the boat too, but it's just it's very funny.
I won't go sailing when we're just going to be using the sails alone because this is a big boat. It's 36 feet.
It's too big for just the 3 of us.
I am not all that agile until I get my knee replaced. So if there's an emergency or I have to run someplace, forget it. We're just going to hit somebody. So could we come into the mooring field and pick up our mooring under sail? Probably if I could run up forward. I'm not running.
So
there would have to be wolves after me to run.
So there are not. So that is why we are not sailing right now.
Right. I miss it. Terribly.
I do too. But we are missing one part for this final replacement situation.
Yes.
We are awaiting one part to be delivered.
I got an email. It's not coming for another week.
Oh no,
he's not going to be happy.
So excited.
So say your email.
Oh, so. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry, and I'm also on Discord now.
What's that?
It's another kind of conglomeration site where you can host a server, which is essentially a group of people, and then you can have different channels for talking, and you can have voice chats, you can have video chats, you can have just text, like threads, like message boards.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm also on there.
Let me know.
I will. Because of everything that's going on with Ravelry, I figured I'd put that out there. I haven't decided. No. It's something while we are determining what is the
Ravelry says they're working on it.
They say they do, but I have very little confidence right now. So
change takes time.
It does. It also takes commitment.
I'm cpredmor on Ravelry. On Instagram, I'm Knitting in Our Jeans. And I posted the second picture of our hydroponic garden.
Did I even say who I was?
Yes.
I did? Okay.
And it's growing like a weed. So we've now gotten rid of the little plexi hats that they were wearing because they've gone past that.
Mm-hmm.
Richard, who was hysterical,
Why do we need hydroponics? You don't need hydroponics.
Right.
Why do you don't?
He's
Why do you want
checking
to have
it at least
hydroponics?
5 times a day.
There were 3 comments yesterday within a probably 2-hour span of, do we need to put water in there? Have you checked the water? Oh, did you put water in there?
So we checked the water at lunchtime to show the dinner time so that he could see that we were doing
And then
our
he
job.
asked twice more after we did
That's true. And he was sitting there, so I have no idea. But we've got 2 tomato plants and we've got 2 salad greens plants. So it was my idea that I'd be able to have a salad. So I'm looking forward to this. Apparently in 5 weeks I'll have tomatoes. So we'll see. So that means 3 weeks from now, 2 weeks from no, 4 weeks from now. 4 weeks from now I should have tomatoes. We'll see. They're growing like crazy. I think if this goes well, we'll probably buy another hydroponic machine. And we found one that the indicators glow instead of just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
Because ours don't glow. We have no idea what it's doing.
They don't even have a really satisfying, like, click mechanism.
No.
So you're not really sure if you've actually pressed the button or not.
Or activated something, or you're on the right schedule. So anyway, we are looking at other
hydroponic systems.
Yes. So, we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah.
So, what's new? Other
I've
than my
done a
posting
lot.
of plants. So, if you want to see how we're doing, go look at the Instagram.
Yeah. Mom's very excited. Dad is very hyped.
Oh,
it's hilarious over here. So this week I finished my test knit sweater.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
And I would wear it.
Except
it's warm.
Prostration.
And I don't know why I cleaned the bathroom. Maybe it's from the fact that I cleaned the bathroom before, and then I did the soak. I might have to block it again to get the smell. Because I don't have scented wool wash. The sweater, like, the yarn doesn't have a scent to it, really, except for yarny scent. So now thinking
if you're spending the night, you could put it out on the grass or out on the picnic table and let the sun hit it.
Maybe this evening.
That's a good idea.
Before the rains come in?
Yeah, like right after this.
Like right after this? All right, we'll see. So I finished that.
Okay.
And I know I've told you all about these for a while, but I made the masks for my cousin. I don't think she watches us, so I can show you the super secret surprise I have for her, which are these sharks. Sharks. We've got sharks. So, I just got her address, so I will be sending those off to her.
Too?
I do have a turtles in here.
Oh, they're cute.
I have turtles too.
Very nice.
So, and she said it was dealer's choice for the different patterns, so I've got a whole plethora of fabrics that I've used just to give her some variety. I think I made 10 of them.
Well, she's teaching. She's going to be a TA.
Yeah, I thought I had 10. Looks like, no, there is 10.
Okay.
There is 10. So she's going to be TAing and who knows what else with her research, so I figured might as well make a whole bunch. So those will get sent in the mail this week.
I'm going to show them my mask now, too.
Yeah, you do that.
All right, so I've been going to physical therapy, and my masks have been collapsing on my face because, they just get wet from the exhalation. So I got, what was this? Respro.
Right?
Yes. So,
as recommended by Amy, one of my friends.
So there's a filter inside,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not on my ears.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I think it looks kind of Darth Vader-ish.
Terminator, Darth Vader,
yes. So it's got the 2
little cappies.
Little cap things, and there's the filter inside. So anyway, this will at least stand out. One of the physical therapy aides has one. I don't think it's this exact model, but she has one, and she says she loves it because they don't collapse on your face, whereas my other masks collapse on my face. So this, we'll see how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be, it's a sports one.
It's a sports one.
So it should work out. I hate when the masks collapse on me and I'm kind of eating the mask. I don't think that's healthy either. Anyway, so I got a mask. Would you like to see what else came in the mail?
I mean, sure.
Now that I'm on a roll.
Obviously, you're on a roll. Yes, let's go.
Okay, so I sent away.
You ordered.
I ordered. Well, the same thing.
I guess so.
When I'm working on my travel circular sweater, I use a lot of the stitch markers and place guides. And so I decided to treat myself to Starbucks themes one, exactly. And I usually get a super huge coffee when I go. So that would be the size that I get, and then the Starbucks. So I got those. And
I had to go to the pharmacy this week, and on my walk back, I treated myself to Starbucks.
Oh,
it was
sounds
great.
good.
It was wonderful.
Did you use the app?
Yes. I ordered ahead, so I walked in. They asked if I was there for a mobile pickup. I said yes. They had it pretty much ready right then. And then I walked back home on the less populated side of the street so that I could every so often lift my mask up and shove the straw into my mouth. It was not the most effective, but it worked.
It's something to look forward to.
It was delicious.
Oh, I should talk about the fact my hair is shorter.
Oh,
I cut 3 inches off.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Very good.
I had it. There it is.
There's your hair on.
What I did was I put it in a low ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
And then I brought it around here, and I just stood there in the bathroom and cut 3 inches off. It was getting really hot.
Yes.
So I was ending up pulling it, it was looking like my grandmother a lot. And I decided this was not a look I wanted to foster on a long-term basis. Yes. So this length seems to be okay for the moment. I know I've talked about getting birds for the butt.
Okay.
Bird!
Squirrel!
Yes. Talked about going and getting my hair cut, but I don't know. I'm just not ready to make that leap.
Maybe it's the first thing you do after surgery. Then. Maybe it's the thing you work yourself up to.
That's a real possibility. So yes, got a surgery date. I think we talked about that last week. So I'm really leery about doing anything that would have to postpone that again. But anyway, yes, cut my hair. I'm very happy with it. It seems to be relatively even. And there don't seem to be that many odds and ends hanging off of it. So very happy with all of that.
Nice.
So what else?
So I'll talk about my swatch last because that has a lot going on with it. But I was on a video call most of Friday afternoon and evening. Actually, no, all of Friday afternoon and evening. And I had finished my swatch, which I'll show you. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to work on. So I brought the iPad with everyone over to my whip cabinet, which of course then they made fun of me that everything fits in a cabinet, to which I said, no, everything does not fit in a cabinet. This is just ostensibly called the whip cabinet. So I picked up my Barndom by Stephen West, and I've gone from about here up. So I think I've done
2 inches?
No, I don't think it's 2 inches, but I think I've done, I can count actually. So 2, 4, 6, 8, probably 20 rows. And it is a garter stitch with a slip stitch cable.
Really pretty. Well, he does a lot of garter stitch.
So this is one of his earlier ones, and I'm really enjoying it. This is out of, this is Nerd Girl Yarns, Pony, PWNIE. It's a Tencel blend, I believe. It's soft, but also like
crunchy.
Yeah, it's kind of lovely. So this is The Moment and Ace. Both were from the Doctor Who Club. And I have them here, if you can see them.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I think I have 2 more repeats of the current instructions to do, and then I move on. So that's cool, and I'm glad I picked that back up. And I'm actually really enjoying doing that, pretty regularly. And that was because I was having the iPad as my video call. So anything that I had on the iPad as a pattern, since I don't have my accounts linked since I don't have the updated Knit Companion, I don't have them linked.
I have the update, but I still don't know how to link them, so
we can figure that out.
I'm sure we can.
And so I had to pick up something else.
Yes.
And that happened to actually have the pattern in it, but I also pulled it up on my phone, and now it's also on my iPad. But that's why I didn't work on my Engle, which is here.
That's so
until
pretty.
I got here to the house this weekend.
Which was Saturday.
Yeah, which is fine. So I am knitting the 63 because I am knitting at approximately a 5.5 stitch gauge versus the 3 stitch gauge.
Right.
So I think it'll fit and I think it'll look really nice. I don't think it'll be too big. It doesn't look too big right now. But I haven't separated the sleeves yet, so I can't really tell. I have 5 or 6 more rows, and then I do, I think, of the pattern of this beautiful colorwork yoke. And then I have...
I love those colors.
I know, I love the colors too. I'm really pleased with my stash finding. Stash diving for this. And then I'll do, I think I have a few rows of the purple. And then I will separate for the sleeves. So hopefully that will be done tonight or tomorrow.
Wow.
For separating the sleeves, and then I can try it on and really see what it looks like. Yeah, because I think it'll be good. I really don't want to rip it out. But in mohair, I also think if it's large, it'll be okay, because I'll be wearing it'll be floaty, and I'll be wearing a camisole underneath, so it'll be okay.
I think it'll be light, nice.
Yeah, I really just feel it.
Oh,
it's just
delicious,
just delightful.
Yes.
And I'm also really proud of my floats, y'all. Look at those
Very
floats.
nice.
But yeah, so been working on that for the last few days here, and then we come to my swatch. So, my swatch. This is my swatch for the Aunt Fred. Which is in the Rhinebeck Sweater Book.
Okay. Which
I really love. I love, love, love the pattern. I think it looks great. It's... Oh, it's in the mail. Okay. It's really, 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 really lovely. I'm trying to look up a picture of it right now so you all can see it. So when I bought the yarn, that was, I think it was 2016 maybe? If you give me a second, I'll take a look. But this is the pattern that I'm talking about.
It's so nice.
So lovely. It has a solid hems, cuff, and collar. And then that, patterned body.
Yes, Argyle.
Yes. So the yarn I bought in 2014.
It's been a while.
6 years ago. And I bought this and this to be held together in the pattern. This we thought was a gray.
We did.
It kind of looks gray on here. It's olive, y'all.
It really is.
Like, distinctly olive.
Army olive.
It's a lovely olive if I were an olive person. The other problem that you probably can also tell by this is that they are the same tone or value, so you don't get that beautiful distinction between the blocks of color and in the pattern.
It's upsetting.
So I went, and of course I can't find the yarn anywhere. It's not, being sold anymore. And I go and I look specifically for D-stashes, and I don't find anything. And if you look at my swatch, you'll see this Merlot color down here and on the side here. Yeah, I had bought that as a single skein to maybe use as the collar, cuffs, and hem. It's this color. This color.
There.
And so when I was on the video call with some friends on Friday, they mentioned, hey, just look up anyone who has it, and if they haven't used it. So I found someone who had 2 skeins of it, and I have a 3rd skein, which means I'd have enough. So I messaged them. They got back to me. They have sent said yarn now.
They're good.
It was really lovely. I asked if they were willing to part with it, and they said yes for a donation to Fair Fight, which is a voter disenfranchisement or an anti-voter disenfranchisement campaign being run by Stacey Abrams. It's about a year old now, a year and a half old now. It started with, I think, the midterms or right after the midterms. So definitely check it out. They do great work, and they're doing some great work still, and especially with the primaries and with COVID happening.
Yes.
And the fact that some states are stating that due to COVID, they can't have the amount of voter center election boards, election sites open, and they're specifically choosing sites in places that are not where the minorities are. So it's it sounds a little bit like gerrymandering to me, but it is what it is.
They're having trouble getting volunteers.
They are, but...
And I can understand that. If you've looked at most of the people that are manning the voting places...
but they also
they're my age and older.
Yes, but they also need to not focus all of the...
I agree with that,
With what volunteers they have, they need to properly disperse them throughout the counties.
All right, that's fine.
Throughout the county.
They're having trouble.
I understand that. That's why also... PSA, if you are able to take off on Election Day or are, still thinking you're not going to be working on Election Day, or if you get off for Election Day, please think about becoming a poll worker, because we need them right now, because get out the vote. So I went and did that, and so she sent me the other 2 skeins. They should be here this week, I hope. So now I'm starting my second swatch.
Cool.
So I'm thinking...
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a lovely yarn.
It really is.
So I'm thinking...
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I'm going to do this solid section, and then I might do a half a row of the olive, and then start the color work to see if I like maybe putting that 1 row of olive as just a separator. Just because it might... boyfriend has voiced an opinion that it might be too pink of a sweater, to which I say, there is no such thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, there is. I am not a pink person, but she says that she has a hot pink plaid coat.
Yeah, really.
But I have no problem with it being...
so we'll see, and we may like the separation or not.
Exactly, which is why we swatch.
Exactly.
Which is why we swatch. So that's what I've been working on, but you have been a busy little bee these last few days.
Well, first of all, I want to say that I've been reading like a fiend.
Mm-hmm.
there's a ladies club with James Patterson and the 4 ladies out in San Francisco, and I had read up to the 12th book.
A series that he has
Yes.
written called based on a ladies' club.
One is a police sergeant,
Mm-hmm.
one is an attorney,
Mm.
one is a pathologist,
Ah.
and one is a reporter. And it is a series.
Okay.
And I can't remember what he calls the series. But anyway, and they go in numbers. So I had read up through 11. So I've now read 12 through 20. Then he wrote a book with Bill Clinton called The President is Missing. And that is looking at what if someone wrote a computer bug that would put a stop to the Internet of Things. So basically would disable anything that connected to the Internet, which is a lot of things now.
Mm-hmm.
In 1995, it was nothing, and now it's almost everything except my car.
Yeah.
My car...
No, my car doesn't connect to the Internet.
But your car gets maps and stuff, so
GPS.
they might do something.
Okay. It's not Internet.
My car doesn't do that at all.
No.
It's a dumb car. Right? Yeah. So, and I don't get rid of it because it still runs. And runs pretty well. And it looks good. And I don't really need all that stuff until I get a new car, which is fine. So it's a car that we take and we leave at the train station because no one's going to take it. We take it up to the boat club when we're going to be leaving for weeks because no one's going to take it. And it's nice to have a car that you don't have to worry about. So it's that, yes. That The President is Missing really goes into 500 pages of the whole possible of what. You remember Stuxnet that we wrote and kind of gave to Iran, like infected Iran?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this was taking it one step further. This is retaliation. And I thought it was fascinating, but this is when my mother says, "Could you ever imagine anything like this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, yeah.
And I can imagine something that's very frightening. I mean, pandemic is frightening, but I understand germs and germ theory. But Internet of Things, we would be gone. You and us.
This would not be happening.
We wouldn't be able to do this, so that would be sad. Anyway, I had been, as you remember, I had gotten some cotton to weave some white and gray towels, and I needed a 12-dent reed for my
Jackaloon.
Jackaloon, that's right, the one that has 8 heddles that I'm going to use this for. So I've ordered the reed. I've also ordered a rattle set to help me warp that loom. And having done an indirect warp of my rigid heddle loom, God knows I'm going to need help. So what I did was I ordered some more cotton. And these are the August colors for the simple tea towels. And I like them. So I went ahead and ordered those. It's cotton. And now, Billy, is that how you feel about it? And I have now warped my rigid heddle loom.
Yes.
I have a folding Ashford loom. And I have even started getting my...
little tension.
Well, no, it's where you start off using some trash fiber. And they're just... Okay,
so that everything gets
evened out and you get them properly spaced. So this is cotton linen that I had used for towels that we use on the boat now. And those were my first weaving projects on this loom. And I found that I had not gotten the tension on the warp as tight as it needed to be. And I think that was primarily because I didn't use my cardboard inserts, nor did I have paper. So what happens is when you don't have the paper or the cardboard, your later wraps sink into the lower wraps and you lose your tension. So I thought I had more of these cardboard things, but I don't. Perhaps with the rattle set I'll get more. I thought I had a bunch of them, but I don't seem to. So anyway, I have used, that's not freezer paper, it's parchment paper. And because it doesn't have any oils or wax on it, otherwise I might have used wax paper. So anyway, I have used my warping frame. And
your warp board?
Yes. For the most part, it worked out okay. We had a small problem last night where I found that some of the blues, and then today I found that one pair of the white were incredibly short. I have no idea. Obviously, I cut them somehow to be short. No clue. No clue how that happened or when it happened. So I have replaced the short pieces, wound it, got it tensioned, and now I have some of my shuttles that I have already loaded with the white and the dark blue. So those may be the ones I start off with, and then I will cycle through the other colors. And it says it's enough to make 5 towels, roughly 20 inches long. I would rather have something 30 inches long, so I may end up making 3. But it's something that I can do while my hands recover from the knitting nonsense that I was doing, basically from Olivia the Pig, because it's the tension of that yarn is tight, and I'm not used to working on double pointeds. I usually use circular needles, but the way the pattern is written, it is written specifically for double pointeds, and I don't want to mess this up. So I figure another week of rest with not knitting, and if I pick up the knitting, I'm going for hours. I knit there without really thinking about it. I started working on the traveling sweater this week and said, no, this is not a good idea. So I did. I think I finished that last pickup of the short rows and said, oh, the pain of it all. And I had gotten to the point where I was just getting pain without knitting. That's not good. So anyway, I'm resting the hands, doing other things, and this is what I am doing now. So between hydroponic gardening and cross stitch, I'm having a ball. I really didn't do much of my cross stitch because it was at the beginning of the weekend. I was reading like a fool. So I was reading all the James Pattersons this week. I'm reading a lot of the Kellermans, both of them, husband and wife. So I'm having fun with that. So Libby's fun. It's working quite well. My digital library card seems to be working just fine. And as long as they don't turn me out, who knows if I'll go in and get a new, real, paper, plastic library card. So that's what I've been doing. So I've got a new project here to work on. I do like the colors.
Yeah,
they're good colors. I'm really pleased. And the reed has been sent from Woolery. They want me to rate my purchase. It hasn't arrived. So I'm not rating anything. What else did I didn't tell you. I found some Lily Pulitzer fabric on Etsy from the 1960s. I read a history.
Okay.
And most of her fabrics were created by Key West Handprint Company. So I looked up Key West Handprint fabric, and I found 3.5 yards of this wild print.
Yay!
Pink print on Etsy. So that should be coming. So with 3.5 yards, I can make a sundress.
Yay!
Yes. So that'll hopefully. So we'll see what kind of cotton it is. It didn't look see-through, so I can make some kind of dress out of it. And then I can have 2 walking dresses. I love having these things that I can just throw on. I mean, this is one of my favorite shirts because it's almost formless. And it's long, and it goes over my tights, and I'm good. So that's that is what's here. My hair, yes, is two-tone. We've got white on the top and colored on the bottom. Do I like being blonde? I love being blonde. What I don't like is having it redone every 2 months. So when the pandemic is over, I'm going to have to assess or reassess whether I want to do that or not, because the likelihood is that we'll be traveling in the winter to southern climes. There's a fellow at physical therapy who, first of all, is avidly listening to my description of how my hydroponics are going. But secondly, they normally spend the winter in St. Martin, and he's quite upset that he's not going this year. No, now it would be really hot, but he says he's not going this coming winter, but hopefully the following winter. And that's probably our plan, too. I do like St. Martin.
I know you do.
St. Croix is a little more Americanized. It has industry. I'm not as crazy about St. Croix, although Christiansted is lovely. St. Thomas is nice. Tortola and the British Virgin Islands are very nice. So anyway, that's next year, not this year, unless the vaccine comes up, then is tested and all that kind of stuff. Not likely. And I'd rather not push it. I did not volunteer to be a guinea pig.
No, because you have your knee surgery.
Exactly. So we are waiting. We are holding fire. Hopefully we will have many winters to be down in St. Martin and other places. We keep looking at boats. Not like we're going to start doing anything about getting a new boat at the moment because we're not going anywhere, which is fun. We'll repair our boat and we'll be able to go out for day sails again, which is just fine at the moment. I'd like everybody to do your best to stay safe with Isaias coming up the coast. Richard is poo-pooing the strength of the hurricane on its way up.
Mind you, he is also making sure that we are properly prepared here
at the house.
He also was not, he was very subtly like, do you really want to go back to your apartment? Do you really want to?
I noticed that. I don't think he wants you to go.
I don't think Dad wants me to go.
I think he'd rather have you here.
Yeah, which is very funny, because usually at this point he's like, going home? Okay, goodbye.
Yeah. Happy to see you.
Exactly. So I think he's preparing the generator. He's making sure that everything's
I guess he doesn't know whether your apartment would have power during a hurricane. Yeah.
Mind you, I've been through a few of them. I mean, this is my 4th or 5th year there, so it's okay. But as it is, I might, who knows? As I said, it's a migraine day.
Right.
You've already heard some strange phrases come out of my mouth, so today is just a day. But yeah.
Stay safe.
Stay safe with everything. And we will talk to you again next week.
Bye.